Hello, good afternoon, this is Diecast Loon. I hope you're all doing well and welcome back to episode 8 of Vintage Matchbox Mondays. And as I mentioned yesterday in a previous video, I said that not to miss out today's video as I found a couple of gems. And in my opinion, I have found two really cool pieces. So anyway, we'll get straight into it. So the reason that this piece is out again, because I have shown this a few times before in previous Vintage Matchbox Monday episodes, this little Bedford milk float from 1956. And the reason for me using this in the opening shot is because the first piece we're going to be taking a look at is from the same era. It is one of the original or older vintage Matchbox pieces. So without further ado, we will remove the Bedford milk float and we'll take a look at the first piece, which is this very cool car transporter. So as you can see, it is the Matchbox, and it is the Matchbox number 2A car transporter, colour blue, and obviously has Matchbox advertising on the side. It was produced, I believe, from about 1957 to about 1958. The weight is 119 grams, length 165 millimeters, and it is based on a Bedford truck. So anyway, so that's a little bit of information about it. I know they did do this in a different colour. They did it with a white, like a grey off-white colour trailer with a red cab. That was a variation I do believe came out the year after, but don't quote me on that. That's from just what I've heard. And they also did it with I think the red and the white one, and they also did another blue version, exactly the same as this. All it had on it was Car Collection Limited on the other blue version of this, which was exactly the same, and the red and the white version had the Car Collector Limited on it. But the first one, as far as I'm aware of, had Matchbox Car Transporter. On the original box when this came out, it used to say Matchbox Car Transporter and it used to say Accessory Pack, because back in the day, I don't know what this would have cost, but most Matchboxes, as you know, they were very small and they were in what looked like matchboxes, and this was something that was an accessory to the model cars. So anyway, so the reason I got this out is because I wanted to see what it would look like. I have got some other older vintage Matchbox cars, but unfortunately they are packed away at the moment, so that's why I'm using this piece, just to sort of give you an idea of some of the cars that you could have put on the back. But I have nothing that will fit inside, unfortunately. So let's take a closer look at it anyway. So let's just unconnect it. So very basic casting, no glass, no interior, but this is in really quite nice, what I call, again, as I said before in the past, very nice survivor condition. Excuse me. It is not 100% mint. It does not have its box, but it is in very, very good survivor condition, and this would look good on anybody's or in anybody's collection. It does have the grey metal wheels and a painted silver grille and silver bumper. And like I said, this was made in 1957 until about 1958, and I think the truck it's based on is a 56 Bedford truck. So pretty cool. So very simple, but very cool. And then here is the trailer, and as you can see, the Matchbox script saying Matchbox Car Transporter is in very, very good condition, as you can see on both sides. And again, the same thing, has the grey metal wheels, and again, has some flea bites on it, but for the most part it is in really, really nice condition. So there you go, Matchbox Car Transporter Accessory Pack number 2, model made in England by Lesney. And I have come across these before. I've come across 9 times out of 10 when you go to a car boot sale, I've come across just the cab on its own in quite poor condition or in fair condition with no trailer. And I've also seen people selling like a job lot online of Matchbox pieces, and there's been the trailer with no truck or in very, very poor condition. These are fetching ridiculous money on eBay. I had a quick look when I got this, and one in box condition is fetching as much as £400. So they are really quite expensive. I paid £10 for this, which I thought was a very, very fair and good price. And the person that I got this from, off of a flea market, open air flea market, I've done business with him quite a few times now. So he is starting to save bits back for me. This was actually in a bag, and he was waiting to see me to give me first dibs, so to speak. But anyway, very, very cool piece. Very happy to have it. So that is the Matchbox car transporter. And then the next piece is this, which I believe is called, it is called a Griffo. It is called, so it's the Matchbox number 14, or number 14D, name ISO Griffo. Colour variation, and it just says dark blue, metallic with white interior, produced from 1970 to 1971. But when I looked at this car closely, it actually has, and it's not just because of the window colour either, it actually has a light blue interior, but they're supposed to be dark metallic blue with a white interior. And again, other variations of this that you can get is, from what I looked up, is you can get this car with a white interior and a light blue. And that's the only other variation I've come across, is this in a light blue. But this is the dark blue. Quite an unusual looking car, but very cool nonetheless. So very happy to find it. And again, in great survivor condition. Has some flea bites as usual, but the glass is fantastic, and most of the paint has still got a nice shine to it. Has its tow hitch. The wheels are nice, they're not faded, they're not scuffed. Loads of suspension, rolls really well. There is the underneath. Matchbox series number 14 ISO Griffo. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. Made in England by Lesney, and obviously has the earlier type super fast wheels. So very, very cool. There you go. Doors still open very nicely with a nice, that one doesn't, but it does have a bit of a click to it. I can't quite hear it, but it has got a nice opening function, nice shut lines. So very cool to find this. And again, I paid £3 for this. It wasn't expensive, in my opinion, but very cool. And this is the first time I've seen these before on other people's channels, but I've never actually seen one in the flesh, so to speak. And again, these are fetching at least £40 to £50 in mint condition, and that's without a box. So paying £3 was a good find. But anyway, that is today's video. Not a particularly long one, not particularly lots of cars, but two very, very cool pieces nonetheless. Please stay tuned for more vintage Matchbox Mondays in the future. Please stay tuned for other videos like wheel swaps, customs, restorations, and all that good stuff to come. And with that, please like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you all very soon. Thank you for watching.